envy those into turn 1, to be deadly honest with you. But yes, as Tay said, we are ready to rock and roll for round 5 of GT-MES at Autopolis. Got one quick last look at your grid. There is Zephyr in P1, we have Dangerous Nip in P2, Axel, or GT Eagle in P3, Axel. Yeah, that's gonna ruffle some feathers in the Cosmics camp.
And the top 5 is rounded out by Sosa. Oh no, yeah, the top 5 is rounded out by Sosa 59. Getting ready for the first corner.
Each time someone
racing his last race tonight, should be mentioned. He's leaving
lights out. Bit of wheel spin there for Zephyr. He's sandbagged off the start. Eagle's gone up to first position already.
GT Eagle.
Zephyr's moved down to 5th. Contact there, Road to Fury, and Eagle's gone! Eagle's gone already! What a shame after that amazing start. I believe there was actually a bit of contact behind from Road to Fury. It looks like Axel's waiting, so it might have been something to do with Axel. Oh, that's really unfortunate for Eagle, how he span out.
Let's get a quick look at Eagle's start. Fantastic off the line. Brilliant. Let's go on board with Eagle, just for the time being.
That puts
fantastic start.
That puts what I believe is the 5-time champion, so that's 59. From 5th on the grid into the lead.
There's something interesting about the replay. There
is
was
it a little bit bugged?
Axel waited. Axel hit GT Nip, who then hit.
So it was a chain reaction.
Yes.
That will definitely be investigated coming into the
as well it should be. I believe, if I'm not mistaken, Axel has serious engine damage. As well as front aero and tyre damage, so
that could really hurt him now. But one person this has not hurt whatsoever is Sots59, who's moved up into the lead. But we've got Zephyr just behind him and looks to have closed in at a rapid rate. Look at him, he's gaining like tenths throughout the entire final sector. He's already in the position to make a move into T1, so this could be a very short-lived lead for Sota unless he pulls off a miracle of either pace or defending.
It seems that Zephyr also must have a lot of lucky clovers in his possession, as it was a pretty terrible start for him, but he manages the end of
he goes in the lead already.
To retake the lead. It seems
incredible
that he hasn't
stuff.
been affected by it at all. Yeah. Zephyr was P5 by the first turn, and fast forward 1 lap, and he's back to the lead.
Just to show just how much this grid's ruffled up, we've got what I believe about, we've got 4 cars, 4 GT3s behind the GR4s. The GR4s are in the top 5 at the moment. Obviously that won't stay that way for the whole time, but for the moment, we have an incredible lead.
I believe we'll see the GR4 class in the top 5 overall until at least the 25-minute mark.
Because obviously the GT3s, the GT4s are not that far off. They're only, would you say, maybe like 5-6 seconds apart from the
perhaps, yes.
So it's going to be a massive ordeal to. Well, for at the moment, it's about 11 seconds. Then we have
Axel, who would have been thought of as a
speaking of, Dangerous Nip and GT Eagle fighting here. They really can't hold each other up too much, otherwise this is going to become dangerous. Having any hope of salvaging this race. We'll see what happens here.
Axel now 46 seconds off Zephyr.
Been a really poor start from him.
Yeah, very uncharacteristic first corner incident.
GT Eagle just parking it in the middle of the road. No way through at the moment. But
I know, having talked to Axel, he's described Eagle's defensive work as impressively annoying in how he defends apexes.
Yeah, definitely. So, if you just kind of park it in the middle of the road, there's no way through for the other car without barging it through.
Another something rather humorous is
Mr.
noticed that
do you know
I believe
how to use the switch
the Cosmic livery designer has
Sport?
left British flags on Eagle's car.
Speaking of, we've got Doc Shipman there going through on Taz 1990. Fairly clean move, nothing really too complicated. Crazy, I will just check that for you now. You go to spectator options, switch keyboards and flick that to on. It will be on off by preset. You just flick to on and you can use keyboard full support.
Another thing to note is Zephyr is now 3.2 seconds in the lead.
Already creating a huge gap over the course of what, 2 laps? Immediately fastest lap.
And that fastest lap is getting close to his quali time also, so he seems
the
to
new
hit his
tyres.
stride instantly.
However, what we do have to count in, the fuel. They've only done
Is
2
it a
laps
keyboard
and they've
or a
already got
PC
3
you use
quarters.
for it?
Just a keyboard, Crazy, just a keyboard. Yeah, it's now 4 seconds. There's not enough difference to really tell between the two, Zephyr and Sota on fuel. In fact, I don't believe any of the top 3 there is any notable difference on fuel that would make a difference.
Interesting battle for P2 in class between the GR4s, with
have a
Doc
look.
Shipman
I'm gonna
currently
buy myself a rainbow
1.5
keyboard when I get
seconds,
home.
and then followed by Taz and Farron, the German duo. They're following each other.
All very close to each other. I
Closer.
think Farron, if he gets a good run out of him, might be in slipstream. No, not quite. He'll just keep it away. Very interesting to see. Still, Eagle and Dangerous Nip very close together. This is obviously into turn 1, incredibly close, less than 2/10. That means they should be alongside. Nip goes for the inside, just no break by Eagle. I think Eagle's wheel might just broke. He's gone completely too far. Such a shame. I'm not sure what happened there. It looked like he just didn't bother turning in. And again, around the rejoin.
Something also to note is that GR3s are right back up behind the GR4s. So
Obviously,
it
yeah,
seems
the
that
5-6 seconds a lap. They've probably.
I was very, very wrong. Even at the current pace, I'll catch him easily within 5 minutes.
3.9 now, 3.2. Well, it was 3.9 coming out the hairpin. It's now 3.0. The rate of this catch.
He's easily within viewing distance now, or within sight, I should say.
Tell you what, though, the cars at the back. Maybe, obviously, with the chaos in turn 1, they got to save a little bit, but they've got a slight fuel advantage, one that might actually make a difference. When it comes to
Axel is onto the back of GT Eagle. So
Let's
we
see
might
this.
see some team orders here, or will they be
I
free to
wouldn't
battle?
hope so, but it's ever the possibility. Yeah, obviously, yes, definitely. You'll see Axel gain about 3 tenths coming out of there. Eagle seems to have lost a bit of calm through there, and that's totally understandable. It's such a demotivating mistake to make to just launch yourself off at turn 1. You just feel like there's no hope of any getting in this race. But you just have to stick with it and hope something better happens. But even
Something
still,
also interesting to ponder is
here you go then. Nip,
The top.
sorry to interrupt you, but Nip is now going through on the GT4s. Might have the 2 Audis in one here. Darts to the inside. Not quite a move made. Taz looks to be not defending, but just keeping it there. Holding his line. Good on him.
I believe we may have been wrong with our train of thought then, that it
Definitely,
was 6
yeah.
seconds. It
They
is,
took-
no, you're right, it is about 6 seconds. Niels is in the 48s. And
then obviously
Zephyr's
you've
in the 40s. So
And then the
about
closest
8
car to
seconds.
the closest GT3 to Nils is Dragon's Nip. Oh, sorry. Oh, I'm so sorry. Dangerous Nip. That's my bad. And he's lapping at 42s, so it is exactly 6 seconds, I believe. As obviously we see Dangerous Nip there going through on Doc Shipman. Whereabouts? Oh, we've got a bit of an island forming between Sota, the 2 cars beneath him. We've got about 8 seconds to the car in front of Zephyr, and about 6 seconds to the car of Johnny, but that gap looks to be coming down ever so slightly.
Just
So-
Axel off in the background. Does he sustain
Again,
any damage?
ooh.
No, he manages to hold this.
Must have been
Something also interesting to note between the 2 Cosmics drivers is that they are on very different strategies, with Axel now onto the mediums.
So he's probably going to be going for a
So-
longer stint, maybe trying to make 20 minutes in fuel saving.
Yes, so it could be
Oh, I've done.
the event that could happen is that Axel comes to the back of Eagle, and Eagle just lets him through, not wanting to burn
I-
tires.
Ideally, it would be the best way of doing it, because not only is it a team, it's an unnecessary fight. You don't need to fight it because there's nothing to really fight for. You're a different strategy to that point.
I think the Cosmics designer will have to be sacked this evening, having put an American flag on, or a British flag on Eagles.
That's going to be a conversation.
Rear wing panels. He's also put a Rally Art sponsor on the back wing of a Subaru. So
that's a crime against humanity. You can't do that. Surely.
Yes. That's
war crimes.
Yes, I believe that's crimes against sim racing. That slapped every sim racer in
crimes
the
against
face.
automobiles.
We're gonna jump off Axel now, or we're gonna get accused of favoritism, and we're gonna jump back on board with Zephyr, who, believe it or not, is now 14 seconds in the lead.
Incredible stuff from Zephyr here. Just pull that gap constantly. And the thing is, if you look at his times, it's not only, you know, like setting one lap and then easing off, it's consistency. He's been setting 41s within the same 3/10 for the past 3 laps, and even then, they're all, well, obviously apart from the grid start, they're all in the exact same range of each other. So it's not like he's easing off anyone.
That being said, correct me if I'm wrong, but his last lap was a 2:02.
I'm not seeing that. I'm seeing his last lap on lap 6 was a 1:41.3.
Okay. Could be just me then.
You may be looking at someone else.
I'm definitely on board with Zephyr. It just says 2:02 for some reason. But let's jump on board with somebody else. So his last lap, and this could explain the gap, was a 1:47.5.
Yeah, he's lapping 5 seconds. Well, I think in terms of his laps, Soto has definitely made a mistake there because that's about on par with the GR4 pace. But on his normal laps, he's still a second. Between their best laps, they are more. Well, actually, no, they're pretty much exactly 2 seconds apart. So we're just seeing Zephyr here consistently edge out a gap with no real competition. Meanwhile,
yeah, it seems that
Yoni has really gained onto the back of Soto, maybe because of the mistake, but he's now within 5 seconds, whereas before I think he was 6.3.
And then something also interesting to note is that GTS Nip is just outside of pit stop distance to Johnny, so
ideally, I don't think he can, but if he can take this set of softs and his fuel to the 20-minute mark, it depends what strategy Johnny's on, because obviously we don't know each driver's individual strategy. Probably like to keep it quite a secret so they don't give their opposition any sort of advantage. But ideally, if he can prolong that stop as long as possible, and Johnny does a different strat, maybe tries to just kind of go in 3 times, we could see a massive change here, or maybe even 2 times. So it depends on what the 2 Nissans do that will decide who gets the final podium spot.
Seems that Johnny is also taking time out of, or
lost
GTS
a bit of
Nip is taking time out of Johnny.
Yep, so that gap's going to come ever closer. We haven't seen pit stop time yet, because obviously we haven't done it under race conditions. Axel stopped earlier, but that most likely was just a basic damage fix.
We do see now Eagle and Axel coming to the GR4 field and beginning to carry their way through.
Actually, we've got Nilsman and... Oh, okay. I was about to say Nilsman and Road to Fury are really close to each other, but I don't know what Road to Fury is one of the GR3s.
I wonder what happened to him at the start. That must be something we missed.
I'm guessing maybe just tangled up in it, maybe not spun. Actually, no, he must have, yeah, because he's behind Dangerous Nip, who, from what I remember, was fairly affected in that instance.
Yeah, Dangerous Nip was caught right in the middle of it. There we have the
Road
race
to
leader,
Fury
Zephyr,
very nearly taking himself off the track. Does for a little bit, but that won't affect his performance too much. Road to Fury right back through.
Zephyr's in the pits if you haven't noticed.
And in the distance, yes, Zephyr in, so he'll be doing...
That unleashes Johnny and Sota, the 2 Finns. Does he get out ahead of Johnny? No, Johnny
he's actually
ever so slightly past him.
he's not fueled completely as well. He's gone to about 70%.
This could be a short stint then with the soft tires, where he could be trying to extend
Fury's the one
his
who
gap.
got hit by Axel into Eagle.
Ah,
I think.
thank you, NG, for the speculation. Fury might have been the one that got hit into Axel, into Eagle. Or by Axel into Eagle, my bad.
No, that was Dangerous Nip.
Ah, okay.
The chain reaction is Axel into Dangerous Nip into Eagle. What could have happened, and this is purely speculation, is that Road to Fury was the causation of this.
Yes.
And it's a chain reaction a bit bigger than we had first expected. A 4 car instead of added 3. And here we see Zephyr has already dispatched of Johnny.
He's already gained 1 second. That's obviously helped because of the tyre advantage, but it's still a second. Either way, you can't
He's going
dismiss
to
it.
gain a massive amount of time to Sota through this sector
In this
as well.
situation, Zephyr might have to stop again because he didn't fill up all the way, and he's gone with 25 minutes to the end. So I believe he's doing a 2-stop, which
I
might
would
not pay off.
definitely say yes to go to the end. I would speculate this is actually quite a short stint to
Yes.
extend his gap.
Speaking of, I know we were talking about Zephyr is actually Volex, because if you look at his helmet by clicking F12, he's definitely got that Volex helmet on. Very nice helmet,
Yes.
by the way. Nice rating on that. I like that.
Oh, but that being said, he nearly loses it.
He's pushing, isn't he? He's trying to get into that lead as soon as possible so he
No,
can
it
start
was
bridging that
Fury.
gap.
We watched it. Emoji
Yep.
smiling face with
He
open
will
mouth.
have a pit stop lead. So perhaps even with some softer tyres, it could be 30 to 35 seconds once Sota pits in and pits out.
GT Eagle is now in the pits after regaining his advantage over the Group 4s.
In goes Niels as well.
Not really got anyone too close on track at the moment. Axel's still down in 9th. 13 seconds away from Road to Fury, so he's got a large amount of ground to make up.
Dangerous nips over
Seems like
traffic
he's had a
storms
massive
wasn't caught
incident
on
the last
camera.
lap. A 2:15. That being said, he
5,
has
so he's
pitted in. He's undercut Eagle.
He's got it. He looks to have got it done.
Yeah,
So-
he has got it done.
So
And now
he
there is
now
Eagle in the background.
inherits that. Well, he now inherits that net lead of the GR4s above them. Where is
Yeah.
Shipman? Oh, there's Shipman just being overtaken by Road to Fury. I was just thinking.
Actually,
those-
Axel has put in the fastest first sector.
Speaking of
Although it is
Shipman,
only one
he's
corner.
really going to torture himself on those softs. If you look at how worn they are, I'd probably just go in now and try and make a set of mediums last till the end, because at the moment you're going to lose a heap of time to the Group 4s behind when you pit.
That being said, he is just surrounded by Group 3s, so it might not be the worst idea to
Yeah. Pit now.
extend it another lap,
Ah,
I
yeah,
would
my
say
bad.
actually,
Sorry.
because he's only losing 2 seconds to his previous best, and his lap time seemed to be fluctuating a bit.
2 seconds. Yeah, 2 seconds ultimately is not that bad. Meanwhile, Zephyr, he's been on that soft tyre for about 3 laps now. Doesn't even know the tyre wears on. He's preserved these.
Yeah,
like really
it's
well.
just began to wear slightly.
Sota
And
off in the
I
gravel
want
there.
to-
He's going to lose a lot of time to Johnny behind, who has actually more fuel. So that's going to play out massively to see if Johnny can underfuel, get ahead of his teammate, and then just park it in the middle of the road and defend for the rest of the time. That could really cost Sota.
I was interested to see if Axel had set a new fastest lap, but it seems that he's had an incident somewhere and has only set a new personal best. In
Maybe lapping, or maybe
43s.
he hasn't overtaken any Group 4s. That's a weird one. It might have just been
No.
like a mistake on his part.
Yeah, it could be just driver error.
That's not a good
And-
omen, by the way. We've got on lap 9 a 1:42.666. Let's hope that's not more bad luck for Axel. He's already had a pretty tough time. Obviously instigating a bit of an incident at turn 1, and then able to fight on throughout the rest of the race.
We've seen some uncharacteristic driver error from Axel the last while, especially start of this race.
Gonna get a
So-
little bit obstructed by Shipman there. It's perfectly legal, of course, because there's no blue flags out. Ooh, that got a
That
little
was
bit close going
a
to the
bit.
turn.
I think Shipman committed to that racing line a bit too early.
Either way,
Both-
they're both through cleanly. I don't think they have damage, do they? No,
No, both are okay. So
nothing really too major then. Eagle's gonna definitely get held up through this last bit, because I don't think anyone's insane enough to try and move into either of these last two corners.
car seems to be wobbling massively. on the
Unless
third
Eagle
gear,
goes for the inside. I think
which
Shipman's
he
given him.
does.
Yep, Shipman
Yeah.
gave him the line, Shipman gave him the room, and Eagle took it gladly. That's that done. Right, so I believe that actually puts all positions back into place. We have all of the GR3s with the GR3s and all the GR4s with the GR4s.
Yes, that
Yep.
is
Ooh,
correct.
speaking of, look at... oh no, sorry, that's being lapped. I thought Taz and Farron were
Yeah.
getting quite close then. It's just me being a bit silly.
We did have Zephyr very, very close to Taz.
Yes,
and
they were just
Splitter to
lapping.
Diffuser.
Oh, hello, was that yellow flags I saw? Ah, someone coming with the pits.
And
That's
here
Shipman actually,
you
hang on a
see
minute.
Shipman out of the pits, and he's lost
He's lost position.
to-
Has Taz gone a bit wide
Taz
there?
at
He
least.
has. Shipman goes right back through, says thank you very much. This could be quite close between the two. Johnny in with literally no fuel left, so he's been proper pushed to stay with his teammate. It's
running
long
on
pit
absolute
stop that might be.
fumes there, it would seem. But
how
those
much is
soft
he going to
tires
fuel to?
for tires that have lasted over half the race,
They look very
pretty
good.
okay.
Coming out
Does he
now.
fill up to the end? Yes,
He
does.
Phillips to the absolute max. We've got a dangerous
I
nip
would
there in
say
the
he's going
background.
to the end.
Dangerous.
and
All of a sudden, dangerous nip has come way closer
right
to
back into the race.
Johnny.
Because he's on brand new softs.
That's a massive
well as
recovery.
a
That's a
full
mega
tank.
recovery from him.
He's already dispatched the Road to Fury,
Let's hang on. Let's have a look at the laps between the two.
and it will
If you
seem
look at-
like Road to
if you look
Fury will. Go ahead, Tay, please.
If you look at the laps between Johnny and Dangerous, it looks like Dangerous should have this quite easily.
Yeah, he's already after taking 2 seconds out of Johnny this lap. It makes you wonder what might have been with.
Without the incident in turn one.
Yeah, Zephyr now has nearly a minute lead over Dangerous Nip.
Gaps ever decreasing. Ooh, I think Dangerous Nip might have gotten a bit of a tailspin coming out of that hairpin because he lost a bit of time, but immediately
he
gained
dropped
back
off a bit there.
down the back straight. If you look at it, I think what it is, Johnny's way more confident on corner entry, but then Dangerous Nip just makes all the time back up on the corner exit. But from the look of this, that tactic of just going for a corner entry looks to have paid off pretty well through that final sector, because it's obviously, there's not much corner exit, so you can throw everything into the entries and get away with it.
Yeah, the those who play Gran Turismo quite religiously will know the Nissan GTR not to be a very well handling
Got
car.
very close to the curb,
to say the
5
least.
tenths now, 5 tenths, this could be the move. He made a massive error coming out of that, 3 tenths, 2 tenths, starts to the
Goes to the
inside, gonna go
inside.
deep, not quite, he's not on the
Gonna
line.
have to leave
Johnny
room.
gives it, yep, Johnny gives him the room. Dangerous Nip, I don't think he's got enough momentum to carry this into the next corner, so he's just gonna have to tuck him behind. No, he goes for it. He goes for the inside, I think he's on the line. No, he just squeezes in behind. He'll have to wait a good few corners now for the next opportunity, unless he darts for the hairpin. Johnny goes a bit defensive, that's going to compromise his line onto a little
Good
mini
defender
straight.
from the undercut though. Oh, he
Yep.
gets a tailspin.
Oh, that's Oh, that's kind of unfortunate there. We were expecting quite a good battle from those two, but unfortunately, Johnny gets a bit spun up on the curb, and through goes Dangerous Nip. Up into a podium
Luckily-
position from, what were we saying? 30 seconds back? Incredible recovery.
Yeah. Luckily for Johnny, it didn't result in him ending up in the wall, as
Yeah, massive driver skill.
Admittedly, I thought that's where it was going when he got a bit of a tailspin, just like that one.
Definitely, yeah. Kind of your. Ooh, Road to Fury gets a massive tailspin on there. I think he just keeps out of the gravel. You get the brakes
That
on,
being
and you
said,
just stop it right there.
He's lapping faster than Axel behind him. Axel's lost Eagle's lost a massive
they're on-
amount of time to Axel.
I believe Axel has a slightly higher fuel load, but they're about the same on tyres, so it shouldn't make that much of a difference.
Yep, Eagles lost a massive amount of time in the first sector. 18 seconds down on his best, and that sees him drop 19 seconds behind Axel.
Not really got any close battles going up in GR4, but look at Zephyr's lead, 44 seconds.
Yeah, it's-
What a dominant
I
display.
was just about to comment on that. This is just, it's something else. I think that might be the last we see of Zephyr for this stream, as I think we'll
Hopefully-
check back in on him as he crosses the line.
Hopefully, the ticks come in place soon, and we start to see a more balanced championship come to the favour. Because
I think the only way to balance Zephyr's lead in GR3 now is to put him in GR4 Subaru.
Oh, I have history of that thing. Not the best either.
The Volex driver is very, very dominant today.
Yeah, I don't think there's been any competition.
This is the driver that at turn 1 was 5th.
Yeah, of course, because he spun it up off the start and then kind of just
Got
went
a
off.
very, very bogged down start. It is something to note though that Zephyr will need to pit in again.
Yes, of course, he's got the low fuel load, but 45-second gap with new tyres and a fresh load, he has enough to get through.
He's coming up to lap GT Eagle as well.
He's lapping
did you
GT3s to
put it
just
on?
show
Yeah.
just how dominant. That is F12 on the keyboard, crazy. Just a little
It does show you how one race has gone so right for Zephyr and it's gone so wrong for
the others.
Eagle.
Yeah, I mean,
And-
you know, these things happen. You just have to. It's a massive achievement on Eagle's part, though. Like he's fought on with it and not kind of given out, because it is very easy in that position to just throw in the towel. But he's stuck with it, and I think that's an achievement on its own.
If you had have told someone the race order just coming into turn 1 and said predict the race order with 12 minutes left, I don't think they would have predicted Zephyr to have a 47-second.
Wait, what key did you use
Or
for
Dangerous Nip to even get it back up to the third. That is F12. F12. Oh, Johnny!
Oh, no,
Has he been disconnected?
Yes,
So
I believe he
unfortunate.
has.
So unfortunate for
And
him.
in goes Zephyr. But
47
that
seconds.
seems-
Let's see what that gap comes to, but that's so unfortunate for Johnny to be disconnected at such
Thank
a
you.
late stage in the race. That's. It might do him okay in the championship because that's, he either doesn't get ticks here, or I think he might. No, I don't think he gets positive ticks, but he won't get ticks, and we've already seen that he can
Is it
hold
F1,
his
2,
own
3
with
and so
defending.
on for those key settings?
No, just
now
this little
fuel to
overlay
the end
here.
on the side.
That is singularly F12, but I think there might be other F binds for the other ones.
What overlay is that?
That is the little one where it
Axel
flashes up the
Subaru
driver's
Eagle
helmet.
is now ahead of him.
Ah, yes, that is F12.
Ah, thank you, Mr. Benji. Axel has pitted and Eagle has got on ahead, I believe.
Yes, Eagle.
What is the replay button?
Eagle might be able to go to the end actually. So
Fair enough.
This
So that
could
might
be-
be a change of the Cosmic's leadership.
yeah, I believe Axel's day might have gone from bad to worse. Seems.
Replay
But
button
the Fury
is
is in.
X. Oh, sorry. Replay button is Z to mark it, to mark when you want to start a replay, and then it's X, C, and V.
That is correct, yeah.
Thank you. X for a
X.
short replay, V for a long replay.
No,
Oh, right.
it's swapped around. It is
Yeah,
X
okay.
for a long replay, C will give you medium length replay, and V will give you a short
Okay,
replay. I
thanks.
believe it is 30 seconds, 15 and 5.
Okay, thank you. Anyone getting quite close to the pack? Unfortunately, no. I think all the gaps, apart from, oh no, tight gaps, not enough to be
Could you
particularly
show us
close.
one when an incident happens?
Yeah, it seems nothing noteworthy is
Currently happening.
happening
We've
on
got 10 minutes
at the
left,
moment.
and that's what, 3/4, and we've already seen in this race that, you know, nothing's over till it's over, so it could happen. Nils into the pits.
Yeah, it's even dropped behind Doc Shipman.
Double laps. Doc Shipman, the Honda NSX. We've already seen you can properly drag these tyres out for a good length. Nils been out of the pits. 8 seconds is the gap he has to make up. In fact, it's 8 seconds in between each person. Actually, no, wait. We've got Sota coming up. Taz, 10 seconds. Oh, 9 seconds, sorry, behind.
Something interesting to note as well that you wouldn't have thought out of turn 1. GTS Dangerous Nip now has a 45-second gap over
To Road to Fury. Is he catching Sota? No, okay. Wait, no, he is, isn't he? With 10 minutes to go.
And
Quite rapidly by the look of things. Let's have a look at the laps.
yeah, it's a good second a lap at least. So
This could get quite close then.
I think Dangerous Nip might have enough in the tank, and Sota has less fuel.
Sota's
and
gone
more
very
power.
wide. That's going to really disadvantage him for this lap. That's exactly what he didn't want to do. Because that's going to cost him so much time for that hairpin. We're going to see the gap drop to
Yeah, gap
until it
is down
settles.
under 5 seconds.
5 point. So
Yeah,
go
it's
to
under 5 now.
4.999. That extends out a bit. He's really making a mistake here. Obviously, I think we're starting to see the pressure settle in. Because you see a car, whoever it is, you see a car starting to close in on you that quickly
I
on an
believe
even
it's
playing field.
Niels. Yes, Niels is the car between
Yeah, the blue flag's full C.
Sota and Dangerous Nip, and luckily for Dangerous Nip, it seems that he'll catch Niels
On a
down the main
straight.
straight.
I don't think it'll be down the main street, but I think it will either be down into turn 1. Actually, yeah, I reckon he'll get him after turn 1. The gap looks sizable enough.
Yeah, possibly.
4.4 seconds now
Yeah.
separate the two. 4.2. I think he's actually getting a bit of slipstream off the 4C of Nils.
And he might actually, this might harm him.
Yeah, he's gonna get
Flashes
caught
the
up. He's gonna get
lights.
caught up into Oh, this is both drivers are getting a bit of bad luck.
He's gonna have to position it correctly for the hairpin to dispatch Niels there. No,
Nils appears to be
Niels
defending a
covers
bit.
the inside line.
This is a bit questionable. And obviously that's
Yeah,
unsettled. That's unsettled Dangerous Nip to the point where he's kind of
It's
spinning up
blue
tires trying to get
flag.
past.
He has to move.
This
Correct,
isn't
Crazy.
questionable in terms of legality, but I don't know if you share this opinion, Tay, but if I were Niels, I would have just moved over.
There's no
You're
reason to
not
fight.
really-
There's
Yeah, he's 34 seconds away from Baron. 6 seconds off Doc Shipman, so maybe that could be a reason
Yeah.
as to why that he wants to continue to chase after Doc Shipman, but I believe
Stewards will look at that.
GT Nip or GTS Nip will be quite annoyed.
Even still though, the gap is still less than 5 seconds despite all that. It's obviously gone down
Yes.
to 4.2, but in fact look at that, he gained so much through sector 3.
And I believe that's because, yes, Sota had to negotiate Doc Shipman in the last
So
sector
they-
as well.
So all of a sudden, these cars are having the lap cars are having a real effect. I think Dangerous Nip might get the same effect that he did with Nilsman with Doc Shipman here.
It
Because they're in
seems
very
that-
similar distance.
Yeah, he's catching rapidly Doc Shipman.
Sense of deja vu here for Dangerous Nip coming into turn 1. Let's hope he can get him in before. No, it's going to happen again, I reckon.
It's going to
Flash
happen
of the
again,
lights.
yeah. letting them know he's there. But sadly for GTS Nip, he's just too far back.
In an ideal situation, there we go.
There we
He lets
go.
him through. That's much more sportsmanlike,
Blue
in my
flag.
opinion.
And look at the gap now, it's less than 3
No,
seconds.
don't. Oh, I thought Doc Shipman might go for the inside gap there. That would have been quite sketchy.
Yeah.
2.9 seconds now.
2.8.
It's
2.8
really
now.
decreasing now.
And
Meanwhile, on the opposite side of the spectrum, we add a 0 to that, and we've got Zephyr out in front.
yeah, Zephyr's he's just gone, isn't
2.6.
he? 2.5 seconds now between
0.5.
Sola and GTS.
I think, yeah. Oh no, okay. I was about to say, Sota appeared to gain a massive amount of time in corner entry there, but then
He
Nip
actually
just made
lost
it
a
up.
massive. He's lost 2 tenths.
Yeah, that was on the corner exit.
It could actually be stated that it will be less than 2 seconds by the end of this lap. It will be. It is now less than 2 seconds.
Meanwhile, we've got on very different strategies, Eagle and Axel getting very close to each other, 1.8, and that gap keeps decreasing. I think Axel
It's
will have the
1.8 now
advantage.
between Sota and GTS Nip.
This is going to get really good into the final 5 minutes of this race. They're within touching distance on the straight now. He just needs to make another second on this lap, and he's got slipstream.
1.7, 1.6. Oh my god. 1.5.
I believe Sota might be in a low fuel map. I'm not sure about that. He'd have no
He's
reason
gonna
to. I
have
reckon
to
he's...
be. Yeah, it seems a bit early, seeing as, well, he has 3 laps left, and it's about a quarter of a tank.
So, logically, I think get to fuel mode 1 now and start trying to defend for his life.
That being said, look at Dangerous Nip. He has less fuel.
And he's still pushing it. So I think is this a strategic blunder on Sota's perspective?
Or
Maybe they missed
is it
on
that
Bez.
Dangerous Nip is pushing his hardest to
Yeah.
get past Sota and
But
then
then
build
again,
the gap?
look where we see he makes up all the time is the straights.
Yes,
Like
it
usually
is.
that gap would even out.
It would actually be argued that the GTR should be faster than the M6 on a straight.
In a straight line, yeah, because that is probably one of the best stock game cars that didn't come in an update to the straight line.
It does have a lot of top end performance. True goes, oh,
Round the
But-
outside, switches to the inside,
but-
so it goes a bit defensive. This could be an opportunity here for a cutback for Nip. It's a very, very blank canvas for a
Into-
cutback into Sector 3.
into what should be the penultimate lap.
Here we go then.
Check back in with Zephyr, so we
Obviously-
just noticed that he still exists.
Yeah,
Someone's
Zephyr just
got
set a...
very wide at turn 1.
just having a
someone-
look now. It's
GT
Eagle. It's Eagle. What's
Gone
happened there?
Very, very. I don't know.
His
just
revs have
parked it.
dropped, 5th gear. Nothing's
Yeah,
doing.
something's happened. That being
Meanwhile,
said,
we can't go back. Nip has gone through.
has
Nip
gone
has done
past.
it.
Yeah,
On the front straight. So there it is, your change of second place. That gives Axel 5th
It's-
place. Is he still in the race? He is. Wait, no, he's gone back going, look. So what's happened there? That's a
I
really
wonder.
weird one.
yes.
I'd love
and
to,
the dispatches of Niels.
Oh, it's not
And
too crazy,
he
I didn't get the marker down, so I can't actually go back to it. But now,
apologies
it's
for that crazy.
It's still not out of the
Will
question. Well, no,
disconnect.
it's completely entirely no, because Benji he's gone going again. So that's what we're just kind of questioning now.
It's
Is
okay.
right. So
Um,
obviously, I
one-
think. Sorry.
One could speculate that's actually something to do with the driver rather than the car.
Yeah,
Perhaps.
that he was having a pretty dreary race up to that point, so it might have just been a bit of
perhaps-
a
perhaps
lack of
real life-
motivation.
Yeah, perhaps real life has called Eagle away from the wheel.
I don't know if it was
here we
Eagle
are.
or someone else I know, but I believe I heard one time about oh no, that's fine. A little real world story from a while back. It's no matter. Eagle is going to get back into the GT3s.
Yeah, he should dispatch of Doc Shipman quite quickly.
Then
quite
again,
easily.
if Doc Shipman does defend this, and he has the right to technically, he could actually hold on to a 6th place and beat one of the GT3s pretty much on track with an on-track victory.
Here's something to here's some food for thought now.
Someone
GT
around.
has to hope
Nils
that
did it.
Zephyr takes the
Nils gone?
last sector.
I believe Nils is gone, maybe?
No,
Did
he's
he-
not. He's in 8th still.
Oh, okay. We've got Zephyr having a massive amount of traffic through there. That's really...
Zephyr has just lapped Axel. But Dangerous Nip is going to have to hope that Zephyr
Someone
decides
stand
to
around
park
in a 4C.
before
Look
crossing
at
the
the time
line,
difference.
because I don't think he has enough fuel for another lap.
Yeah, exactly. So it'll be dependent to see. In fact, yeah, Sota.
Just lost a lot of
Sota
time.
might
5
be
seconds.
How much?
He crosses with 1 second to go.
Here we go then. Final lap.
Zephyr cross line with a second to go.
Zephyr might
I
not have enough
don't-
fuel for this lap. He's gonna have to really fuel save it. But then again, he's
Zephyr
got the
will
time
have
to.
enough fuel, but GT Nip I don't think will.
No, they're gonna cross the line now because it's their final lap,
Ah, yes.
and
this
they're
hasn't
both
come
on the
up
same
on-
amount of fuel.
Yes. It has now come up with final lap on their lap counter. So it seems that either Dangerous Nip had a fantastic recovery rate, or that Sota just underestimated the amount of fuel that would get
Either way,
him and Nip to the end.
what an amazing race from Dangerous Nip to come back from that disadvantage all the
What
way
a
to
fan-
second.
An absolute fantastic recovery drive.
Complete merit to him for that. We've got Road to Fury coming round just into Sector 3 now. You see actually in the distance, Zephyr and Axel coming through.
Let's jump on board with our
Eagles
race
finished.
winner.
Dr. Chipman wins
Zephyr.
in GT4 category.
What an absolute, just dominant performance by Zephyr.
Zephyr. There's really been no question of it today.
Gap
It's
at the end to Dangerous Nip was 40
40.5.
seconds.
That's incredible amount of time.
And
That is theoretically a minute a lap. Oh, sorry, a second a
Yeah.
lap. My bad.
and let's not forget that, like, Dangerous Nip, he had a fantastic recovery drive. It was just never in question for Zephyr. He just drove
Absolutely
away.
nothing. Yeah. Incredible.
And I think the last person to cross the line is Axel, yeah, and that's everyone. So there is your race results.
An awesome display from Zephyr today. He takes victory.
Just seen GT Eagle posting in the GT-MES